Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. We're going to open up our shoulders today so that we'll feel free and just loose and open for adventure through our heart and our upper back. No more bad stress in the neck and shoulders. So to begin, take a comfortable seat and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, welcome in 3 deep breaths. Allow yourself that moment to transition from whatever you were doing before to this moment now. And now we begin the practice of yoga. Bring the hands together in front of the heart to Anjali Mudra. And I invite you to sing with me one opening Om. Let's welcome a breath in now. Gently bow forehead to fingertips and release the hands to the legs. Let's come all the way to standing. So as you come up to standing, feet a little wider than the hips. We're going to wake up the shoulders. So start to circle those shoulders up and back, getting them warm and ready for some play. And as the shoulders go, let's involve the elbows. We'll make the movement a little bit bigger, a little bit bolder. Full arm sweep back. Good. Opening up across the chest, the upper back. Just breathing, nice, deep, steady breaths. It's one beautiful benefit of shoulder opening poses. Easier time with deep breaths. And with deep breaths, we have more energy. So come forward. More oxygen, more energy. More breath, more energy. Good. Elbows lead the way now. Now opening a little more across upper back. And just the shoulders, getting our sillies in. Good. And then plant the feet beneath the hips. One more movement prep. You're gonna cross the arms over the chest, give yourself a little bear hug, and then open them. And you slowly cross, and then open, and cross, and open. And one more time, round through the upper back, and then extend and open. Fabulous. And release. Let's come to all fours, table position. Now in table position, as you settle, cat-cow. So on the exhale, round the spine, belly drawing in. And on the inhale, lift the head, roll the sit bones to the sky. Back and forth, your pace. We'll do 3 more times. Your exhale, rounding. Your inhale, opening. 2 more. And the last one. And settle into table. So from table, walk your hands forward, puppy pose. Hands come towards the tippity top of the mat. Palms can be down or you can come up to finger pads. Roll the sit bones to the sky and move the hips back about 6 inches. So ears are in line with the arms. It's just a little movement prep as well to open the upper back, get us ready for a new move. One more breath. And then on the inhale, come back up, but this time lower the elbows to the floor. Elbows are beneath shoulders. Interlace the fingers and press the underside of the wrists, the forearms down. Soften between the shoulder blades. You might find you need to move the knees back a little bit so that now as you move your hips back, hips are somewhat over the knees, the forearms pressing into the floor, the upper back soft, and you lengthen. On the inhale, come back to table pose. From table, thread the needle, right arm reaches to the sky. And on the exhale, elbow or shoulder to the floor. Now remember, you want your head resting on something, the floor. If it doesn't make the floor, place a pillow or a block or a blanket underneath it. So your head is resting on something. The left arm comes behind the back. One breath. And then slowly unwind. From table position, left arm lifts, thread the needle, elbow, shoulder, side of the head. A deep breath here. And then exhale. Slowly unwind and come back to table position. Now a little bit of fun. From here, curl those toes under, and you're gonna walk your hands back towards your knees, getting a little tiptoe stretch. And as you get this toe stretch, you wanna encourage those pinkies to spread. If it's too much, just point the feet. If you're okay, why don't you experiment a little and walk your hands up your thighs? Maybe you come all the way upright and you get those toes ready for sandals. Ready to show off your wonderful feet as there's warm weather happening somewhere. So take just one more breath here. And then we're gonna balance on the ball of our feet. So with the fingers on the floor, you're gonna push down to lift the knees up. And as you balance on the ball of your feet, again, you can keep the fingers on the floor. Now, if your knees aren't happy with this, you can come right into a forward bend. Otherwise, try balancing a little bit. Good. Maybe the hands to Anjali and the gaze on something steady. Hands to the floor. From here, lean into the fingers, lift the hips high, stretch the legs straight, forward bend, and then bending the knees, draw the belly in and roll all the way up to standing. Wonderful. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Now a slight bend to the elbow. You're gonna stand nice and tall. Draw the head of the shoulders back, the sides of the waistline back, the sides of the neck back, and then start to stretch the arms straight. And if you can keep the sides of the waistline and the sides of the neck back, you can experiment with lifting your arms a little bit higher. But you have to be able to breathe, and you want to avoid, falling forward with the chest. Exhale, release, wonderful. Coming to the top of your mat, inhale, reach the arms overhead, and on the exhale, hands to the floor. And step your right leg back into a high lunge right away. Now from this position, take your right hand, widen it off the sticky mat, and bring the left hand to the hip. You're gonna make the spine really long, and then slowly, slowly twist towards that left leg. You draw sides of the neck back, head of the shoulder back, and then extend that left arm high to the sky. One breath here. And then exhale, unwind, hands beneath shoulders, step forward. Step left leg back, high lunge. Take that left hand off your sticky mat, right hand to hip. The spine is long and you start to twist, twisting from the underside, from your left ribs. Your top arm, your right arm reaches high to the sky. One breath. And then exhale, unwind, and step forward, forward fold. Bend the knees, draw the belly in, and slowly roll all the way back up. Good. Now from here, you're going to relax the arms alongside the body. Standing tall though, draw the head of the shoulders back so that the palms face forward. And then the right hand is going to rest gently on the left side of the head. And you should feel a nice big opening for that left side of the neck. And the deeper opening happens because we're drawing the left shoulder blade towards the center of the spine, which draws the head of the shoulder back. Good. Inhale to center, and we'll switch sides. Standing tall, draw those shoulder blades towards each other, and then left hand just acts like a weight. No pushing, no pulling. It's just a gentle resting spot for the hand. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come back up and back to the top of the sticky mat. Hands to Anjali. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend the spine forward, and exhale, step right leg back, low lunge, the knee to the mat. Now keep the toes, right toes curled under for balance. Hands to left thigh. With the inhale, sweep that right arm up, and on the exhale, twist. Right elbow across thigh. Now for this variation, make a soft fist with the right palm, left palm on top. You're gonna press that left hand down and get a little lift through the chest and twist a little more. So again, gaze point will help with balance. Looking at the ceiling is a little trickier, so you might wanna look towards a spot on the wall or less tricky towards the floor. On your exhale, slowly unwind. Step forward. Step left leg back, low lunge, knee to the floor. Hands to the right thigh. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, twist. And sorry for my back as you bring elbow across thigh. Make a soft fist with the left hand and place your right palm on top. Press that right palm down so you get a little lift through the torso and you can twist the bottom ribs a little bit more. One more breath. A little harder to breathe here in the deep twist. This time on your inhale, unwind. Hands to the floor. A little more control with the inhale. And step forward. Forward bend. From this forward bend, bring the hands to the hips. Draw those shoulder blades towards each other, lift the sides of the neck, and come all the way up. Good. One more standing shoulder one. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Now from here, as you're standing nice and tall, draw those shoulder blades towards one another, and then draw your hands towards the right waistline. Now they may only get to mid-back or the side, and that's wonderfully, perfectly beautiful. So you're standing tall, you're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, hands coming towards right waistline. Gently draw those elbows towards each other, and then you're gonna lower right ear towards right shoulder. And take just one more breath here. On the inhale, come up through center, and we switch sides. Hands towards the other waistline. Elbows gently draw towards each other. Good. Waistline moves back. Press your back of the ribs into the back forearm as you lower left ear to shoulder. A deep breath. And then on the inhale, come up and release the arms. Wonderful. Coming to the tippity top of the mat, hands to Anjali. Inhale, sweep the arms up. On the exhale, slowly fold fingertips to floor. On the inhale, slide the hands up the shins, gaze forward a little. And then on the exhale, slide the hands down. One more time like that. Inhale, slide the hands up. Exhale, slide the hands down. And now step back, plank pose, the top of a push-up. Now, from this plank position, lower the knees to the floor. You're keeping your belly drawing in strongly, and then chest moves forward and you lower, chest and belly to the floor. Slide those elbows forward, coming up into Sphinx pose, where elbows are beneath shoulders, palms are elbow distance wide. One breath in Sphinx. And then on the exhale, look towards your belly button, pressing your forearms down. Waistline moves back, and you get a little lift through your hips and pelvis. Then scoop the tailbone, draw the chest forward, look ahead. One more time, forearms press down. Pressing those forearms down, look towards the waistline as if you were getting a bear hug from behind. Your waistline lifts. And into that space you've made in hips and back, scoop the tailbone. Chest moves forward, shoulders back. One more breath. And bathing beauty. Take your right arm parallel to the top of the mat and roll onto that outer right hip and extend the left arm in your most diva-esque fashion. Now what helps here is pressing that right forearm into the floor. So don't collapse into that right shoulder, but press down through the right forearm. Feel the support in the upper back and extend from chest to fingers. And on the exhale, unwind. Next side, your left forearm parallel to the top. Excuse my back again as you roll onto your outer left hip. Press through that left forearm. Extend the right arm. And stretch and lengthen from the chest all the way out through the fingers. One more breath. And on the exhale, slowly unwind. Come back to the belly. Plant those hands and lift up and back to table. So from this version of table, toes curl under, lift the hips up and back, come into downward facing dog. The hands pressing down and pushing the floor away. The outer edges of the thighs, those hip creases anchoring back. One more breath, you've got it. And then on the exhale, lower the knees to the floor and we'll come into child's pose. And for this child's pose, knees and feet close together, hands reach back for the feet, and see if you can rest your forehead on the floor or a pillow. And allow the upper body to round, those shoulders to come right towards the floor. And 2 more breaths here. And then slowly using the hands, press all the way up. You're going to swing your legs forward. And as you swing the legs forward, come down to your back into an all-over body stretch, opening up the sides of the body. And then hug the right leg into the chest, but still remembering keeping left thigh very heavy and anchored, avoiding this action where the thigh pops up. And from here, take that right leg and slowly, slowly roll onto the outer left hip. Now when you come here, for this version, right shoulder can be off the floor. You'll take your hand to the center of your chest and you're going to slowly trace a line from the center of the chest towards the front of the right shoulder and extend that right arm out behind you, palm to the sky. And as you take a few breaths here, know that the direction of your head will affect the intensity of the twist. So for the least amount of intensity, you look over the left shoulder. A little bit more, you look to the sky. And even more, you look over towards those right fingers behind you. One more breath. And then slowly unwind. And we'll switch sides. From your back, hug the left leg in. Right leg stretching forward. The thigh bone heavily rooted towards the floor. And then we cross. You're going to cross that left thigh over the body. And as you come into this cross, you can use a little bit of leverage. You can use that front elbow on the floor to just lift your hips a little bit to get towards the outer hip. Then you can use your right elbow to press down on the floor. You lift the torso a little bit and you can twist more from those right ribs and twist towards me. Remembering that in this twist, you have the option of looking to the sky, over the right shoulder for the least amount, or even to the left fingers. And for a moment, let's go ahead and do that chest stretch. Palm to the center of the chest, and lengthen across the chest to the shoulder, and slowly unwind the arm. Last breath. And then slowly come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. One final squeeze. All over body stretch. Legs forward. Arms overhead. Curl your toes. Squeeze your buns. Make little fist in a sour face. On the count of 3, we let go with a sigh. 1, 2, 3. Shavasana. Our final relaxation and resting pose. So take a comfortable position, the shoulder blades underneath you, and the arms relaxed. And we'll take 3 to 5 breaths here. And welcoming in a deeper breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes a little bit. Bend your legs. In your time, slowly roll to the right side and pause for a brief moment. And using the strength of the arms, press all the way up to seated. So thank you so much for playing with me on the mat today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.